It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. But guys, another episode of our Road to Master Bug Only, where I climb the online VGC Series 5 ladder to ultimately get to Master Ball rank with only bug type Pokemon. I've got a super cool team that so far we're 2-1, so kind of a not the best start, but we're gonna continue to climb here today. If you guys enjoy these videos, be sure to like the video, subscribe if you guys are new, and definitely get those notifications turned on so you do not miss another episode of our Road to Master Bug Rank. We've got a lot of great content here on our YouTube channel, but I'm of course doing this live with the Twitch homies, about 2,000 homies watching right now on twitch.tv/aDrive, where I stream every single day. So I'm gonna jump into a battle. Let's get it going, baby. Thank you, Anthony, for the 100 bits. Says hi, YouTube and KG. I guess I'm in the fog, dude. That's my jam. I just love that bass line. Ah, look at what we got going on. Okay, so my opponent features a really strong team here with a legendary. He's got Alakazam as well as Indeedee to redirect, Gastrodon, which can stop my Storm Drain shenanigans with Araquanid, a Rillaboom, Cinderace, and a Whimsicott. I mean, this team is just, this team is threatening, team. This is a threatening squad right now. So I've got my work cut out for me. There's no doubt about that. I don't even know which Urshifu that is. I have no idea which one that is, but let's figure out what we're gonna do here. I've got some ideas on how I could potentially try to win this game. It's not gonna be an easy task though, by any stretch of the imagination. This is gonna be quite tricky, I think. It's gonna be quite tricky, but I think we could do it. I've got some ideas that could work in my favor, so let's think about this. That's something that very much so concerns me. Yeah, oof. I think I need to go this route. Let's do that, and let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna lock that in. This is a little tricky. I'm gonna be honest. That's the water one? Okay. Yeah, this expanding force Alakazam is happening. I think they might go Cinderace. The thing is, if they didn't have Gastrodon, I feel like this match I have like a very good strategy. Oh, it's the dark one. I have a very good strategy if they don't have the Gastrodon, but they're gonna actually lead Cinderace, Whimsicott. Okay, so that tells me we're gonna see something like potentially a Max Airstream. You know, with the Whimsicott trying to go for maybe a you know, a Tailwind here, which would make a lot of sense. So I'm kind of expecting Tailwind out of that Whimsicott right now, and I have to figure out how I want to approach that. If the Whimsicott does not Tailwind, I have a pretty good strategy, but it probably is going to Tailwind. So let's throw this bad boy up and let's pick our move. I am gonna do. Let's do this, and let's do this, and then do. This is gonna be very tricky for me. I don't even know if I could even do this, but let's give it a shot. I think that's probably my best play. They're definitely gonna max their Cinderace, and this is gonna be difficult because they're gonna probably either max Airstream or max Flare. Dude, this is so tricky. Okay, so it is the GMAX variant, which is not surprising. So it's not gonna set up the Sun. I just don't know how I'm gonna be able to beat this combination of Whimsicott. All right, let's see if we see the Tailwind here. Let's see if they're gonna go for the Tailwind. The problem is, man, if my opponent goes for max Airstream, I'm in a horrible spot if they max Airstream. I think I should have max Rockfall. I went for max Quake for the special defense boost. I should have went for max Rockfall, because if they max Airstream, I made a really dumb play. But I'm gonna Rage Powder. Here comes the he doesn't Tailwind? He really didn't Tailwind, dude? No, he did Tailwind. Okay, so there's the Tailwind, so we saw that coming. And then let's just hope he did not max Airstream. GMAX Fireball. Okay, we get to see the sick animation. That's gonna obliterate my Butterfree, which is unfortunate. Okay, I need a critical hit and a half, I think. I don't even know. I just don't think that this is gonna do nearly enough to knock out a Cinderace here. Oh, dude, it did. Okay, I always somehow underestimate the power of Durant. All of a sudden, we're back in the game, baby. I always underestimate the power of Durant. This thing is just an absolute monster, bro. It is an absolute monster. Okay, that was big. I needed that KO. We just got rid of their max there. I forgot, honestly, what their Pokemon in the back were, but I think Scissor's a really good bring here. It kind of deals with the Alakazam if that comes out. It kind of deals with a lot of the things, really. So it is going to be Indeedee, which is actually phenomenal for me, because I'm in a situation where I have 2 bug types that are ready to rock against this Indeedee. So let's do it, baby. It's going to set up the Psychic Surge, which does stop me from using any priority moves right now, but I'm not really threatened. I mean, Indeedee does get Mystical Fire. We have to be mindful of that. It's going to be Psychic Seed, but most of the time, Indeedee is not running Mystical Fire, right? Like, there's very few instances that thing is going to actually run that. So, okay, let's do this. We're going to go for that, and then we're going to go for that. I think that that's easily the right play. So let's see here. My opponent is going to go for the Moonblast. This is why I went for the Max Quake initially, to get that special defense boost. It's going to lower my special attack. That's irrelevant. He does have the Expanding Force, which is going to be super effective to hit both, or not super effective, but it's going to be terrain boosted. But we're going to be in a great spot here, because I'm actually going to go for the Max Flutterby into this Indeedee, which is going to most certainly knock this thing out. We've already seen its item. It does not have a Focus Sash. And then I'm going to showcase one of the new moves available in the Isle of Armor, which is Dual Wing Beat. Oftentimes, you'll see Whimsicots carry Focus Sashes, and that allows them to live multiple hits. But in this case, my Dual Wing Beat, which is not going to miss, is going to hit this Whimsicott 2 times here and basically eliminate any possibility of a Focus Sash and knock it out in 1 turn, which is a really, really cool tech, as opposed to having to U-turn it or Iron Head it and it living on 1 HP with its Focus Sash. So great plays there. We're able to pick up both KOs, and this match really all came down to the fact that I was able to get rid of that, get rid of that, whatchamacallit earlier, the Cinderace right out the gates. This is pretty straightforward what we're going to do here. I obviously can't use priority moves because of the terrain, but my opponent's Expanding Force is not going to be able to one-shot both my Pokemon. I do have the Assault Vest on my Scizor, and we're going to scoop there and pick up a nice W against my opponent. Rocking a relatively meta team right now. Whimsicott, Cinderace, Alakazam, and Indeedee. Some really common Pokemon that are very strong right now, especially with that Expanding Force strategy. But that game, I think the real MVP of that game, though, was Butterfree, believe it or not. Butterfree being able to redirect the attack from the Cinderace, allowing my Durant to straight up just one-shot the Cinderace was quite incredible there. But let's grab another one. All right, we got Theo here, rank 6, moving up in the world. He has a very similar team, right? He's got the Indeedee, he's got the Cinderace, Whimsicott, Snorlax. So Indeedee lacks, very scary strategy that we're going to have to be mindful of. Gengar, Gyarados. Kind of interesting stuff there, I think. Okay, so Trick Room is an interesting strategy here, but my opponent has Snorlax, and Snorlax is slower than Araquanid, so I have to be careful there. Also, Gyarados is a relatively decent Araquanid answer, just kind of how it works. But I think I have a pretty good understanding of how I want to approach this match. So I'm going to do this and this. I think that this is a must bring, and I think that this could be really strong for kind of the mid to late. So let's do that. I'm going to lock in there, and I think we're ready to rock. So the new screen covers are much nicer, I know, right? I know. Very good stuff. So a couple of things we can see here. We can see that same Whimsicott Cinderace. We can see the Indeedee with the Snorlax potentially, which I think is a little riskier given the team that I'm running. We could see something like the Indeedee and the Gyarados running Dragon Dance. I'm not sure what this Gengar does on this team, though, if I'm being completely honest. Normally, you see Gengar paired with a good Steel type, so it can Sludge Wave. In this case, the Gengar is not paired with any Steel type, so it's not really going to benefit from that. We'll have to see if that Whimsicott is going to try to Tailwind again, or what my opponent is going to do with these strategies. But Theo's standing on top of Wailord in the out there, looking good. So I like that. I like that. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to go with that Cinderace Indeedee lead. So that allows my opponent to basically redirect my attacks. So if I aim into one thing, my opponent can redirect to the other. So we have to be kind of mindful there. I'm not going to be able to necessarily attack that Cinderace. So this is definitely a tricky situation for us. It is Psychic Seed Indeedee as well. So that's something to be mindful of. Okay. Okay, let me think this through. Okay, so my opponent's going to follow me, the Indeedee, and redirect whatever attack I go for. This is very different than the last time where I was able to kind of deal with it. I'm not quite sure how I want to deal with it this time. Actually, I have... that's not going to work either. That might be my best bet, though. Let's do this. I think this is my best bet, and Nope, nope. Dude. Yeah, I choked that turn. I choked this turn. I'm gonna be honest. I choked this turn. My opponent switches the Indeedee, dude. What is that? Into Gengar. Oh, I don't know what that was, bro. Oh my god, I don't know what that was. What was that play? I don't understand that play. Why do you switch Indeedee out there? I ran out of time, dude, but I'm about to get blown back, I think. So what I did, I actually went for Tailwind to ensure that my Durant was faster, and I went for Hustle Rock Slide, which is most likely gonna miss something. I missed the Cinderace. I hit the Gengar at least, and we blow back the Gengar. I get a crit, doesn't matter. But the Cinderace is gonna be able to knock me out now. I did get a Tailwind up, which is something. We're not out of this one yet. We're not out of it yet. That's gonna just destroy Durant. Bye. I didn't really have... that was a tough situation. You know, I didn't really have the best options there. I mean, I did have options, but I didn't have the best options. Okay, we're gonna go here, right here. Is the GMAX Cinderace? Yeah. Okay. Now how do I get through this? Here comes that so now the Indeedee comes back out, which is really frustrating. Really frustrating that we have to deal with that Indeedee now. So here's what I gotta do. There is a way for me to kind of make this work, but it is gonna be very interesting. This is gonna be very interesting. So I'm gonna do everything I can here to make this work. I'm not sure this is gonna go well. We're gonna try it. I never do this, man. I never do this, but I'm going for it. I think I need to change my Butterfree to not be Scarfed and go back to the Focus Sash set. But we're going GigantamaX Butterfree, baby. I mean, hey, you gotta do it. If I can roll a sleep right now on this GMAX Befuddle, we're gonna be in a great spot. Can I roll a sleep with the Befuddle here? Here comes the follow me from the Indeedee as expected. Thank you guys for the raid, by the way. Red Revenge, appreciate that, man. Can I roll a sleep, dude? Close combat from Heracross into the Indeedee. I actually straight up just one-shot it, which I'm honestly mind blown on. That can't be a fully defensive Indeedee. Can I roll a sleep or a fully para? Can I get the sleep here? Come on, give me the sleep, give me the sleep, give me the sleep, give me the sleep, give me the sleep. Yes! Let's go! We nailed the sleep! Cinderace taking a nap! Let's go! Alright! He's taking a nap! We're back in it! Here comes Gyarados! Is it Intimidate Dose or is it Moxie Dose? It's Intimidate, okay. Good to know there. It is Intimidate Gyarados. Okay. That was actually hilarious. Okay. We're going to... Let's do this. Not that it's that big of a deal, but... Let's do this. And let's do this. Okay. I need one more turn of sleep on this Cinderace, like, really badly. The thing is, Gyarados can't be max right now, so if he has bounce, he's not going to be able to use it in one turn, and he's going to be the slowest thing on the field. Dude, that sleep was so big. Alright, we're still in this. Cinderace wakes up, goes for the max guard. Good play on my opponent's part, okay. Good play on my opponent's part. I did go for the facade into that slot, so my opponent does make a very good play there. I'm going to get the GMAX Befuddle off. I might get a sleep again, though. It's not going to do much, but what will I roll on this? Cinderace is going to get poisoned. And the Gyarados probably goes... The Gyarados sleeps. Okay. Gyarados gets a turn of sleep. Alright. Alright. Now that's the end of his max turns. And I think I need one more turn of Tailwind. I think I still have it. I think I still have one turn of Tailwind left. I really need that last turn of Tailwind. I haven't checked. Let's see here. I got one turn of Tailwind left. Okay. Alright. Let's do this. And let's do this. Okay. For those who don't understand, Burn does not... He goes for the double... He gets the double protect, dude! Ah! That's so big. That's so big. The double protect on the Cinderace could actually win my opponent the battle here. That was actually so massive. I'm going to be able to befuddle through it, but that double protect is massive. Gets the max guard off and the protect. Here comes the Gyarados. Most likely going to it's going to Dragon Dance, dude. Ah, man. That's really unfortunate. It's not over yet, though. It's not over yet, but that's very unfortunate. My opponent getting the double protect, dude. All right, we're not out of it yet. My Tailwind does end. Not out of it yet, but that is very unfortunate. All right, let's see if we can try to bring this back. See if we can try to bring this back still. All right. So, Guts does not half your attack when you're burned if you have the Guts ability. That's all. All right, let's see what my opponent's going to do here. Dude, I don't know. If it's Adamant Gyarados, then Butterfree is faster. Yes, Butterfree gets the Tailwind off because he is Adamant Gyarados. Facade comes off from the Heracross into the Cinderace. Picks up the knockout. Massive Tailwind play there. Here comes Gyarados going for Bounce. Most likely aimed into my Heracross slot. And the Sunlight goes away. So my opponent has to go for Bounce there. Okay. Alright, there goes the terrain. This game is not over yet, team. But it's certainly looking sketchy. Alright, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. This is a juicy battle, is right. I'm gonna switch out my Butterfree into Scissor. All I can do is hope that this Gyarados went for Bounce into Heracross, which was the more threatening offensive Pokemon. Obviously, my Facade does nothing here. Will the Bounce go into Heracross or will it go into Scissor? It goes into Scissor. Scissor lives, though. Massive live there for Scissor. Putting me in an offensive position again. And I am faster. Okay. It is very possible this Gyarados does not have Protect. Heracross gets a Facade off. Big damage to the Gyarados. Almost knocks him out. He does go for the Bounce again. But who is that Bounce aimed into? Oh, boy. Dual Wing Beat not going to work. And now my opponent has his Bouncing Gyarados. Who will he go into? He's going to have to go into Heracross, I'm sure. Oh, man. This game is going to come down to, can I hit a Dual Wing Beat here? Heracross's Facade does not work. Does my opponent go into the Scissor? Goes into the Heracross. Heracross goes down. Will I hit the 90% accurate Dual Wing Beat for the win? We hit it. And we pick up the W. GG's. Put in the books. What a game. Woo. That's what I'm talking about. Hey. That is what I'm talking about. That was a great game. GG's to my opponent. That was a pretty phenomenal battle there. Let's fire up another one. That was a good game. Okay, so here's a very interesting team. We actually got a Full Rain / Trick Room team. I'm very confused as to the Trick Room mode. Thank you, cousin, for the cheer. Because the Trick Room mode is a little weird, but I think we can make this work. So my opponent has Ludiloco, which obviously can go for Fake Out. It's got really powerful special attacks. The Kingdra, obviously a very big special attacker. The Heliolisk, I mean, some of these are pretty big threats, but I think I know what I want to do. I at least have a general idea of how I want to approach this. We've actually got a few options on how to approach this, believe it or not. A couple really good options, actually. I guess it's just a question of, do I think the Amoonguss is leading, or do I think it's going to be something else? Alright, I think I'm going to go this route. I like that, and then I think I like this. Alright, I'm going to lock in there. I think I've got a good idea on how I want to approach this. My opponent's got a really strong rain team here, obviously. But they have an option to stop Trick Room with their Porygon 2. They don't have a Trick Room mode, per se. They're more so, like, counter Trick Room. And they have the Amoonguss, which can kind of, you know, be very protected by the rain. So let's see. it's just going to be a Politoed Heliolisk lead here. So my opponent looking to try to get that rain set up for the Politoed and allow this Heliolisk to potentially, you know, spread some shenanigans around. We're going to see the Drizzle activate. And we'll have to see here if this Heliolisk is going to do anything. Okay, so I'll be real. There's a very good chance this Heliolisk is a Choice Scarf. And if it does, it could totally mess up any strategy I go for. But this is where best of one, you kind of got to take some chances. So I think we're going to have to just take some chances here. And we're going to see what we can do and try to make some good plays here. This is kind of an interesting situation. I've got 25 seconds left. And this is a very interesting situation. I'm trying to figure out what my best approach is here. I've got a couple options on how I could approach this. I need to decide, though. Okay, I did get my move in time. I don't know if this was my optimal move, but I'm going to give this a shot. The thing that makes this a really tricky situation is, I don't know, is this Politoed Damp Rock? Is it Choice Scarf? What is this Heliolisk running? Politoed can do a lot of damage to Durant if it goes for a Hydro Pump or a Scald. I always obviously risk the burn, so choosing what my priority target is going to be is very difficult here. My opponent actually does go for a Max here, which if it's the Heliolisk, that tells me that the Heliolisk is at least not Scarfed, which means that my turn might have been the better okay, so this might not be bad as long as this Politoed's not Scarfed. This Heliolisk is going to go Dynamax here. I actually opted to sleep the Heliolisk, so this might not be the worst thing. Let's see. Helping Hand Politoed, this is a great turn for us. Okay, this works out very well for us. Butterfree does not miss the sleep powder. We're going to put this Heliolisk and have it take a slumber here, and I'm going to be able to go for a massive Max Flutterby here off of my Durant, which is going to reduce the special attack stat of both of my opponent Pokemon here, and I basically got rid of one turn of Dynamax and straight up bopped that Politoed. I mean, Politoed's sitting there at 1 HP now, and I just dropped my opponent's special attack stat in the process. So now any of their special moves that are so threatening to Durant are going to be less impactful. So very good turn for us there. All right. Now I am going to do... I think I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I like this play. So my opponent does go for the Helping Hand again, obviously has priority, so that's going to allow it to go first. I'm going to go for a Sleep Powder into the Politoed. In case he didn't Helping Hand, it was going to ensure that the Politoed wasn't going to do anything. And actually what I'm going to do, since my opponent has a Weather Team, I'm actually going to go for the Max Rockfall this turn, which is going to set up the Sand, and in turn knock out the Politoed. I could have KO'd the Heliolisk here if I went for Max Quake, but I'm going to go for the Max Sand and hope he does not wake up. Will the Heliolisk wake up? It does not wake up. An amazing turn for us. The Sand changes the weather, effectively makes the Ludi Loco in the back very, very much weaker without its Sand advantage, and actually picks up the KO on the Politoed and gives us a very good advantage. We have the weather advantage, and that sleep has basically rendered the first 2 turns of Dynamax for my opponent useless. Here comes Amoonguss. Now, Amoonguss obviously can redirect any of my attacks its way, so we have to be pretty careful there. But I think we can kind of work around this here. So let's do this, and let us go and do this. I think that that's going to be our best bet. Butterfree is going to switch out. Obviously, I'm running a Choice Scarf Butterfree set, and I cannot use a Powder move against Amoonguss because it is a Grass-type Pokemon. So there's no reason for me to stay in here. Heliolisk is going to take another turn of sleep. I get my Scissor on the field for free. Max Flutterby comes off. It's going to hit the Amoonguss, which is going to do a solid chunk of damage. As you can see, dude, Durant is so strong. And it's going to drop the special attack stat of this Heliolisk even again, making it so its attacks are going to be doing 50% damage. And we managed to burn all 3 of its Dynamax turns in this battle because of how strong Butterfree Sleep can be. Obviously, Sleep can range from 1 to 3 turns at a time. Sometimes it ends up being longer than other times. But in this situation, we're going to be able to make that thing sleep for quite a while. Now, the downside is my opponent gets the sleep themselves, as Amoonguss is a very reliable sleep user itself, going for Spore into my Durant slot, essentially making us, you know, obviously we can't take advantage of that anymore. But I've got this Heliolisk incredibly low. It's still asleep, and even though my Durant's sleeping, I'm still in an okay situation. So I think we're gonna go this route, and then I think I'm gonna go probably this route, because that'll definitely KO. I'm not gonna wake up anyway. I've got to turn asleep anyway, so there's no reason for me to do anything there. I think that this is this is a pretty safe middle ground play here. Let's see. The Amoonguss is actually gonna switch out into Kingdra. Okay, so we see the Kingdra make its appearance. And Durant obviously sleeping for another turn here. Helios finally gets a chance to wake up and goes for a Volt Switch. Gonna do a lot of damage to my Durant. That's going to reset those drops that it received earlier and allow my opponent to go back into Amoonguss, which can pressure us with some pretty strong attacks. Or rather, with sleep is mostly the issue. And I hit a big dual wing beat into this Kingdra slot. Gonna do a good amount of damage to Kingdra, weaken it down a little bit there, and put us in a situation where it's gonna continuously get chipped down. And I've got two great steel bug types on the field, both of which are unaffected by the fact that there's no hidden power in the game anymore, which is quite nice. And that Amoonguss has Regenerator, which is very annoying if you haven't noticed. It is regenerating itself back up, so that's something we're gonna have to be mindful of, as it did get some health back there. So it's a lot higher health than it was before. So this match is far from over, but we're in an okay position. I kind of have to manage the Amoonguss if he keeps switching it in and out. That was a good play on my opponent's part to switch out, get the Kingdra in, kind of get that Regenerator on Amoonguss, as well as reset those drops for Heliolisk. So really good strategy there for my opponent to try to pull themselves back into this game. Durant stays sleeping, so that's fine. Here comes Kingdra going for the liquidation. It's actually a physical Kingdra set. It's gonna do a solid chunk to Scissor. This is a very important dual wing beat. I hit it. It looks like it's enough for the Amoonguss KO, and it does pick up the KO on Amoonguss. Amoonguss goes down. Big KO there with the brand new move, dual wing beat, putting us in a situation where we can try to climb back into this battle here. As obviously this Kingdra, that did a lot of damage from that Kingdra. I'm actually really surprised at how much damage that did, if I'm being totally honest. Here comes Heliolisk back onto the field. Doesn't have those stat drops it was featuring earlier. And I've got to figure out how am I going to beat these two Pokemon. I think that's probably the play. So let's do that. Heliolisk is an electric type, but it has a resistance to Bullet Punch, but Scissor's Bullet Punch is so strong. Picks up the KO on the Heliolisk, bringing this to I believe a 4v1 against this Kingdra. Durant does wake up, goes for the Rock Slide, is going to actually connect with that hustle and pick up the KO, knocking out this Rain team, and the Bugs win again. Nice and solid representation there from our friend Durant, putting in so much work, but really, I think you can all agree that the MVP of this battle was really that Butterfree, landing that Sleep Powder on the Heliolisk on that first turn, effectively rendering it useless for 3 turns of Dynamax. My opponent did not get to use their Dynamax. What you see in VGC oftentimes is that the person who gets to take advantage of their Dynamax turns the best often comes out on top. So this was a support Politoed. Very cool. Icy Wind, Helping Hand, Protect. We saw the Ludi Loco, which was an Assault Vest variant. I prefer kind of a more offensive variant, but that's pretty good. Obviously, we saw the Amoonguss was Wiki Berry. Standard stuff there. Very bulky Porygon with Download. We've got, it was a Choice Banded Kingdra, wow. With Flip Turn, the new move, Bounce to boost its physical attack. Oftentimes you'll see Special Kingdra with Hurricane and Hydro Pumps and Draco Meteors, but you can run Physical Kingdra, as you see here, and my opponent has a really cool strategy where they're using Physical Kingdra, and they choose to not Dynamax it, so they get the boost from that, that Choice Band, whereas they typically Dynamax something else, like this Choice Specs Helios, which I do think is a little bit questionable running a Choice Spec set when you Dynamaxed it, but they obviously were able to deal, or were trying to deal some damage there, but of course getting that early sleep was very big for us. So that was not too shabby at all. Nice 3 wins in a row there, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of our Road to Master Bug Only. We actually got quite a bit of a win streak. We got a 5 win streak going, and we're going to continue this series. So please show some love if you watch this on YouTube after the fact. Hit that like button down below. Make sure you guys subscribe, get those notifications turned on. And I look forward to see you guys on another episode on our channel or on our live streams at twitch.tv/aDrive. If you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love this video right here, but YouTube thinks that you're going to like this one. So pick and choose one of the videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.